Hey, FlimsyLunchTray here, and welcome to our Friday edition video. It's going to be live commentary as we're going to go over the Split, the Tier 8 European destroyer. Now, real quick, before we go into battle, I'm not going to take a lot of time here, like hopefully less than a minute. This ship is a second fiddle, is what I like to call this ship. It's a ship that's not designed, if you want to get the best out of the Split, it's not a destroyer that is for first engagement. You leave something better concealment than what you have to make that first engagement with another enemy destroyer. So maybe you have something like a Gearing, or sorry, yeah, Gearing could be a Kagero, some other tier 8 destroyer that has better stealth. I mean, maybe you're even bottom tiered. You let that destroyer make the first engagement, and then you follow suit afterwards. Now, the maneuverability is a bit interesting because it's worse than the Oland. Her rudder shift's worse. Her oops, wrong one. Rudder shift's worse. Turning circle radius is worse than Oland. Oland's slower though, but Split plays most similarly, pretty much to a Friesland is the best way I can phrase it, because you go from a rudder shift of 3.9 to 4 seconds on Friesland, or 640 turning circle radius to 620, and their speed is almost identical. So you can think of it in that way. A little bit, but the other weakness of the Split is that she's a rather large destroyer for her size, and that will get you in trouble, especially if you get caught out in the beginning of a battle. So I need to take this economic bonus off because we finished grinding the ship, as it were. And then we're going to take some combat signals. We're going to increase that fire chance, lengthen the smoke. AA sucks. We're not even going to bother with that. If you have plenty of these, sure, you can take it. One of the increased chances of flooding. Alright, so let's go ahead and hop into battle, and then I'll just fast forward to when the battle starts. Alright, so here we are. We are mid-tier. So there's tier 9s and tier 7s. Is there only one tier 7? No, it's two tier 7s. No carriers, which is great because we have crap AA. Now this is a 4-on-4 DD match. There's no submarines either, so this is like 5 a.m. in A time when I'm playing this because being in Norway. So we have, and we're not the only destroyer. I think sometimes it can be a bit challenging if you're the only destroyer and another destroyer has better concealment for you. You know, heaven forbid you run into something like a Harugamo who has max conceal, was it like 6'2", 6'1", I don't know, and you're in this thing, okay? So let me just kind of help here. Let me actually figure out which way we're going first. This destroyer is not maneuverable, not very well maneuverable. She's a large destroyer. She takes up a lot of size here. And because of that, tied with her, and she stops really bad, and tied with her poor concealment, if you get spotted really early in the game, you're likely to lose your life because she just doesn't survive the first engagement very well. Now, a lot of people, like even when I first started playing it, tempted that you get detected, you blow your radar, and then that usually forces reaction from the enemy ship player to also then in turn just start opening up their guns against you, and then you smoke up and you're slowing down, and because this destroyer really sucks at slowing down, you end up losing like half your health just in how that first engagement goes. So my hope is when I talk about destroyer being a second fiddle destroyer, unfortunately we didn't spawn on a flank with another friendly destroyer. So that means I can't kind of show you kind of shattering another destroyer that has better concealment than you, which is honestly what I really like to do. So instead what we're going to do, because this is kind of one of the other strengths of the destroyer, is that we have the 9-kilometer radar. So we're meant to kind of almost be like similar to Black, if you're familiar with the tier 9 American destroyer. It has, I think, a 7.5-kilometer radar, but we have 9. Okay, I want to see where he was. We're going to turn our AA off too. So you're kind of meant to, you have this easier way of contesting, working around cap, especially if you have 9-kilometer radar, but it's only 10 seconds. So you have to be mindful that you won't be, let's say, like work well in a prolonged engagement, and your torpedoes are were RPF'd. 8.5 kilometer range. So we are RPF'd, and it might be the destroyer is sitting over here, perhaps. So we're gonna have our guns facing in the general direction of where we think enemy destroyer might appear, here or maybe here. I don't think anything's gonna run through the 6-7 line. And also mindful of torps that might come from this direction. Now, two of the destroyers that we're facing against the Chungmu and the Asashio have, we're gonna blow radar. Yeah, that's where he is. They have deep water torps, so we don't have to worry about eating their torpedoes. So that's okay. So there's only two destroyers we really need to worry about. Now, you may wonder, why did I just blow my radar? I wanted to blow it because I wanted to know if there's anything closer around, but mainly because I was curious to know what enemy destroyer was moving up from C. So now I also give my team some information. They know where the Asashio is now. Jaeger's over there. So I'm going to move away, I think, and then we're going to go cap C. Another thing that I would say when you're building into the ship, because I'm having to build a new specific commander for this line, is building into the gun range. To get that gun range out, because right now it's only 11.3, and I think you could get this gun range out even further because you have a decent guns on this line. We got detected. Let me turn A on. I wonder if Asashio's playing around there. We'll go ahead and dump torps. Yeah. He's still playing around here. So, we need to be mindful of Cleveland back there. I think the only other radar, Chungmu could be radar, but I'm gonna say I doubt. Yeah, it's just Cleveland, so, well, yeah. So I really don't want to blow another radar here unless I have to. I don't, if I blow a radar, I want to be able to have eyes on target. So I don't have to worry about eating torps from the Asashio, although we just have to be mindful of the cruiser friends that he has back here. So now he's sitting in the cap. We got briefly spotted. I'm pretty sure he's sitting down and over here. So Bravo's fine. It's not being contested. So we're playing very... Okay, RPF to switch to us, so he knows we're coming. We're playing very contest the cap oriented right now. Because sometimes I have a similar playstyle to something like the Friesland. Okay, we're going to keep this island between us and Harlan. Let's go and blow the radar. Detected. He's expecting that. I don't know if it was we got like briefly spotted by Harlan basically. Now with our concealment being crap, Harlan can spot us. Now this is, I don't know how I feel about this because I'm pretty sure Jaeger has moved over. No, it's Ognavoy. Okay. So we're really having to play DDs at this point, or very cap focus oriented. Did he smoke? Yeah, he smoked. Now he's left the cap. No, I'm looking at A. Harlem moved this way, and yep, so. Wait, those are secondaries? Fudge? Yeah, it took a moment to mentalize that. Now he knows we're going to be sitting right here on the cap, so this isn't ideally how we'd want to play this at the moment. So I'm pretty certain he's probably going to take a blind shot at us, perhaps? No? Yeah, he doesn't seem... We got a battleship. Putting some pressure. Let's step back. Now, Ognavoy might... Let's find out. Yep, he did. I was worried about him actually pushing through the cap like that and then dumping torps towards us, which he did. Alright, that's unfortunate. And we also got picked up by Harlem's radar, too, or Hydro, so that's good for him. Just keep playing with that rudder and speed, so we're okay. Alright, we're going to open up. It's worth the risk. Now that's something that I don't really advise doing. So that split just tried to torp rush a full HP Jean Bar. That can work out really bad against you, but it looks like between the two of us, and he's got flooding going on, that it's going to work out. And Ognavoy rushing a Jean Bar. Now the Jean Bar blew his main battery reload booster on us. So that was fine. So he didn't have to worry about getting seriously blapped. So that worked out well that he was distracted. So, but so why I say it's not probably the best idea to try to torp rush in this ship is that maximum damage is 10,700. And you know, when you look here, it's like, oh, I get 6 torpedoes, and you're dealing with a battleship that has also torpedo protection as well. So it's really, you have to ensure that your torpedoes, I would say, are going to be doing the knockout blow. Maybe that battleship has like half HP left, and that also is going to depend on what battleship are we talking about. You know, half HP GK with over 100,000 health, then maybe not so much. So we got our contesting life going on. Not much example in this battle so far of me just trying to showcase the guns to you. So it's just we've really been having to fight for these caps. And I was really trying to do that because we were down ships 3-0 when we started off here. So I felt it was important to do that. Okay, so they saw the Sasha. Okay, so both destroyers that are left can't torp us. So that's good. Now, this guy's moving around behind, which is interesting. And I don't know if I necessarily want to go chasing after him. Let's see if I can move up here and be more useful. I think the battleship's got it fine. And we have to keep in mind there was an enemy destroyer last spotted out here, but that's probably been a while. We got 1 radar left. And okay, so I was wondering if they had a ship AFK. Their map presence just didn't seem super strong. That's a Zuma. If we start opening up, probably going to force him out in a way. But I want to try to help my team with this flank because this is kind of where they're having to make a push now, right? So let's go support that. Use the torpedoes, see what the Zuma is up to, and we're hydroed. So that's like really not so good for us. Alright, let's go and get our guns turned. Is he really gonna come out? Come on, let me get the kill. He could have shot me that entire time, but he was lining up an airstrike. Lol. So, I felt comfortable pushing in an engagement like that. It was a little risky though with the Harlem, with his Hydro, because that was kind of our big threat there, right? So, I think what we're gonna do, what is Mr. Minnesota up to? I think he's gonna turn away. So let's go like this. All right, let's get these guns more in action for you guys. I really feel like I haven't been able to showcase them much for you this game. Yep, so these guns. So you have 140mm guns, and we have, trying to make sure I get this right, 5 and 6 in total, yeah. No, 5. Yeah, we have 5 guns in total. I was getting confused. Oh, not too bad of a prediction. But could have led a little bit more. I didn't think he would turn and ram the island. I thought he would come out more. So we'll get some torps there. So you just hit for 2 torps, and combined they did less than 12k. So that's, you gotta keep that in mind. That's one of the weaknesses. This ship is meant to be played more on its guns. I mean, granted, we've been picking off low health targets with these guns. He did. We've been picking off low health targets with these guns. But we fought for the caps early on, and when we got the kills secures when we needed to. I guess that's what we're gonna say. So Colorado's AFK. I can tell he's definitely not logged in because his rear turrets are still looking directly behind. If he's actually logged in game and just walked away, the turrets will turn to one side or the other. So there's an example of, I guess, really a cap contesting type game, because we didn't even do a lot of damage, but we made some meaningful contributions between the caps, so that should land us decently. So yeah, both splits landing on top of the team. So his torp rush into Jean Bar though, dang son, like that was close call. That was a close call. I could have ended very badly. So we'll report this guy for being AFK. Because that's not cool to do that. So we got into their back spawn, picked out those low health targets. So we eliminate the deep water torpedo threat. That was probably really contributing to our ships not pushing up on that flank, the 7, 8, 9, 10 line, but they didn't really need to because we were doing okay on our end of the map. So yeah, not so much per se gun action as I perhaps might thought. It was just a lot of strategic. I was doing a lot of team play and focusing on helping get the caps, flip the caps, defend the caps, all of that. And spotting, giving our team some information with those really short radars, even though we didn't get the most mileage for ourselves out of them, but on a team scale, I would say it helped contribute with the team. So that is the split. Tomorrow I'll do upgrade commander build on this. As I said, I'm building a new commander up for this line specifically in comparison to what I've had, since the other line is a little bit more of a hybrid torpedo line, and I've heavily invested into torps on the commander for Holland. So I'll show you my thoughts on the ship as a whole, as you got to see it today. It's just, as long as you understand the limits of this ship in terms of her maneuverability, she's easily spotted, she doesn't stop quickly. She's not meant to be that first line destroyer, the first contact. She's meant to be as kind of a buff, like helping support, similar to how I play Friesland. So I think that's why the split feels not so foreign to me, except, you know, I get torpedoes on this compared to Friesland, and a few other differences there, right? So if you liked today's video, give a thumbs up. If you didn't, give a thumbs down. Subscribe if you do want to see more. If you're subscribed, thanks so much. I really appreciate it, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.